I never thought one small sentence could hurt more than a diagnosis. It was Thanksgiving. My 8-year-old grandson Noah gave me a quick hug at the door, then leaned toward his mom and whispered, "Grandpa smells weird." He didn't mean to be cruel. He was just being honest, the way kids are. But I noticed how she looked at me afterward. No one sat beside me at dinner. Noah didn't curl up in my lap like he used to. And when it was time to say goodbye, my daughter opened the windows. Before she gave me a quick wave, no hug. No kiss on the cheek. That night I stood in front of the mirror and asked myself, is this what aging smells like? If you've ever felt people pulling away or wondered if your scent has changed with age, you're not alone. And you're not to blame. In this video, we'll walk through the real reasons, backed by science, why this happens to almost every senior, and more importantly, how to fix it naturally with simple daily habits. Most people think that body odor is only linked to poor hygiene, but for older adults, especially those over 60, there's something deeper happening, something biological. You can shower every day, wear clean clothes, even use expensive lotions and colognes, and still notice that people keep their distance, wrinkle their noses, or open a window after you leave. That's because as we age, our bodies change in subtle but powerful ways, and scent is one of the first things others notice, even if we don't. One of the most surprising changes is that we actually sweat less. While that might sound like a good thing, it's not. Sweat is one of the body's natural ways to release toxins and regulate skin health. When sweat glands slow down, toxins that were once flushed out start to accumulate on the skin's surface. They mix with bacteria already living there, and the result is a musty, slightly sour odor that clings to your clothes, your skin, and even your sheets. And here's what makes it more complex. Our skin doesn't just stop at reduced sweat. It also starts producing a new fatty compound called 2-non-enal. This substance is unique to aging skin. It's formed when fatty acids are oxidized, especially in areas like the neck, back, and chest. The smell is hard to describe. It's a little greasy, a little grassy, and if you've ever caught a faint whiff of it in someone else's home, you know exactly what it is. Most perfumes and sprays don't cover it. In fact, layering fragrances on top of 2-non-enal often amplifies the issue. Think of it like spraying air freshener in a room with mold. It masks nothing and only adds a new layer of artificial scent that mixes awkwardly with the original source. But there's another factor that many seniors overlook: our breath. As we grow older, our saliva production drops by nearly half. Saliva plays a critical role in keeping our mouths clean. It flushes away food particles, balances acids, and keeps bacterial growth in check. But when your mouth becomes dry, bacteria multiply fast, and they don't just sit quietly. They release foul-smelling gases that linger in the breath, cling to dentures, and stay behind long after a conversation ends. Even if you brush, floss, and rinse daily, that persistent dryness means you're fighting an uphill battle. This is why so many older adults develop chronic bad breath without knowing it, and why even a small shift in routine, like drinking less water or using an alcohol-based mouthwash, can make the issue worse overnight. These three biological shifts, less sweat, more 2-non-enal, and reduced saliva, work together to create a scent that's entirely normal but deeply misunderstood. It's not your fault, and it doesn't mean you're dirty. It means your body is evolving. And when you understand the science behind it, you stop feeling embarrassed and start feeling empowered. Because the good news is, every one of these changes can be managed, naturally, gently, and without expensive products. All it takes is the right knowledge, a few new habits, and the willingness to treat yourself with the care and clarity you've always deserved. If this topic matters to you, please like this video, subscribe for more practical senior health tips, and comment below. I'm ready to feel fresh again. Many older adults are diligent about personal hygiene. They bathe every day, wash their clothes, and even use moisturizing lotions or scented powders. Yet despite all that effort, the unpleasant odor returns, lingering in the air, settling into the fabric of their favorite armchair, and slowly pushing loved ones farther away during moments that used to feel close. The truth is, it's not how often you clean, it's where you clean. As our bodies age, skin becomes softer and folds deepen, These folds, around the neck, behind the ears, under the arms, beneath the breasts, near the groin and along the belly, become warm, slightly. Moist pockets where sweat, oil and dead skin cells collect. Over time, these tucked away areas become breeding grounds for bacteria, and since they're hard to see and even harder to reach, they often go untouched in a daily shower. Many seniors think a quick rinse is enough, but in these hidden creases, scent builds silently. Add to that the natural changes in skin chemistry and reduce sweating from part 1, and these folds start to produce a faint but unmistakable smell that no one talks about, but everyone notices. Another overlooked zone is the hair-bearing parts of the body. The scalp, chest and underarms are prime spots for sebum buildup. As we age, our skin doesn't renew itself as quickly, and hair traps the oils and sweat close to the surface. It's not enough to rinse with water. Most people don't massage their scalp when they shampoo, which means bacteria and odor stay locked in at the root. You may not feel it, but others can smell it when they lean in close. Chest and underarm hair also hold on to scent, especially when sweat gets trapped underneath fabric during the day or when layers aren't changed regularly. And then there are the feet, the forgotten battlefield of scent. Seniors often spend long hours in socks or shoes, creating the perfect humid environment for bacteria. Sweat collects between the toes and on the soles. If left unwashed or not dried properly, this area produces one of the strongest, most lingering odors in the home. You might not notice it yourself, but the room does, and so do your guests. Foot odor, especially in closed spaces or homes with carpeted floors, tends to settle and stay, often being mistaken for house smell when it's really coming from a small, neglected part of your body. These 3 areas, skin folds, hairy, zones and feet, work together like a quiet trio of odor traps. They're easy to miss and difficult to admit, but they hold the key to reversing the most common hygiene complaints associated with aging. By focusing on these spots during daily routines, older adults can dramatically reduce body odor, reclaim confidence, and enjoy closeness without hesitation. And the best part is that this doesn't require fancy products or long routines, just awareness, consistency, and a few extra seconds of care in the right places. Because once you know where scent hides, you stop chasing surface fixes and start solving the root of the problem with calm, quiet precision. The kind of clarity that builds dignity, not shame. Sometimes, the smallest changes in your day hold the greatest power to shift how you feel, how you move, and even how the world smells you. Body odor in older adults doesn't just come from the outside, it also comes from within. What your body processes, how it eliminates waste, and the rhythm of your daily habits all play a role. The truth is, aging slows down everything. Digestion, circulation, and cell renewal, they all move at a different pace than they used to. And when your system isn't moving, it starts to store things it once flushed away. That's why certain odors linger. But you don't need expensive treatments or harsh chemicals. What you need is consistency and a gentle return to your natural flow. One of the simplest but most powerful things you can do is drink warm water. First thing in the morning, before the coffee, before the news, just 1 glass of warm water begins to wake your organs. It signals your kidneys and bladder to get to work, flushing out waste before it seeps into your skin. Over time, this becomes your body's morning rinse from the inside, and when that becomes routine, you stop smelling like stagnation and start radiating clean clarity. Another quiet habit with a big impact is walking, slowly, gently, and preferably in sunlight. The point isn't to sweat buckets, but to encourage your body to move toxins outward the way it was designed to. Early morning or late afternoon sunlight also brings added benefits. It kills surface bacteria, lifts mood, and supports immune balance. Many older adults say they're too tired or their knees hurt, but walking isn't about distance. It's about letting your body release what it's holding. 15 or 20 minutes a day, even around your block, is enough to make a difference in how you smell and how you feel. Then there's the ritual of showering. One of life's simplest pleasures, but also one of the easiest to do wrong. Most people turn the water too hot, thinking it helps. In reality, steaming hot water strips your skin of its protective oils and causes dryness, irritation, and more odor. The key is warm, not hot. Showering in water between 100 and 104 degrees keeps your skin balanced. It gently loosens buildup and prepares your pores to breathe. Once a week, soaking in a warm bath, not scorching, gives your body a deeper cleanse. It opens the channels that might otherwise clog with sebum, sweat, or dead skin cells. When you step out, dry off fully, pay extra attention to folds and creases. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. These small acts of care become invisible armor. They help you move through the day without worrying about whether someone smells something you can't. They help you reclaim closeness with those you love. And they send a quiet message to the world. You're not just maintaining hygiene, you're honoring yourself. That dignity shows up not just in how you look, but in how others respond to you. And over time, these daily rituals stop feeling like chores and start becoming moments of self-respect. The kind that clears more than just scent. They clear space for confidence. Your diet doesn't just affect your energy or weight, it changes the way your body smells. As we age, the foods we choose begin to leave a deeper imprint, not only on our health but on the scent we carry throughout the day. Most older adults don't realize this, but every bite of food either helps the body flush toxins or forces it to hold onto them, and what the body can't process properly often ends up coming out through the skin, through the breath, and through the sweat. This is why even after a full shower, the odor can return within hours. One of the most overlooked tools for fighting that scent is antioxidants. These compounds are found in everyday foods like apples, tomatoes, oats, blueberries, and brown rice. They don't just help with aging skin, they combat oxidation, which is the internal rust that contributes to that distinct old person smell many seniors worry about. When you eat foods rich in antioxidants, you support your liver, your kidneys, and your skin from the inside out. The result is a cleaner, fresher scent that lasts longer than anything you could spray on. But there's more. Garlic, often feared for its strong aroma, can actually be your secret weapon when cooked and eaten in small amounts. Once it's digested, garlic works like nature's antibiotic, cleaning your gut and neutralizing odor-causing bacteria. 1 or 2 cloves a day, mixed into soups or vegetables, can make a remarkable difference over time. It doesn't add to the smell, it helps correct it at its source. Hydration matters too, and not just from water. Certain fruits and vegetables, like cucumbers, pears, and watermelon, are loaded with water and fiber. They support kidney detox and keep your digestive system moving, which is key because odor often starts when waste stays too long inside the body. When your digestion is sluggish, your skin has to do more of the detox work, and that leads to unpleasant smells. But when your system flows smoothly, your skin breathes easier. If chewing raw produce is difficult, blend it into smoothies. It's an easy, effective way to help your body stay fresh. Just as important as what you add is what you take away. Many seniors rely on coffee, alcohol, and fried food to get through the day, but these habits come at a cost. Coffee and alcohol dry out your body, reducing saliva and increasing odor in the breath. Fried and greasy foods slow digestion and force your body to work harder just to eliminate waste. That waste, when not handled efficiently, often gets pushed out through your pores. Making simple swaps, like switching to barley tea or herbal blends, choosing whole grains over processed snacks, and increasing your fiber intake, can gently clean your system without aggressive detoxes or complex regimens. Your scent begins to reflect your internal balance. And it's not just about smelling good, it's about feeling clean, light, and connected to your body again. When your food supports your body's natural detox rhythm, you become less anxious about how others perceive you. You walk into a room with calm confidence, knowing the work started at breakfast. Small choices add up. Over weeks, they shift not just the way you smell, but the way people respond to you. Because when your body is in harmony, everything about you, even your accent, says presence, clarity, and peace. Bad breath is one of those things no one tells you about, but almost everyone around you notices. And for older adults, especially after 60, it becomes more common than people like to admit. You might think brushing once or twice a day is enough. You might feel clean, But when someone leans back during a conversation, avoids sitting close, or turns their head slightly when you speak, it's easy to sense something's wrong, even if you can't smell it yourself. What most seniors don't realize is that breath isn't just about what you ate. It's deeply connected to changes in your body chemistry, especially saliva. As we age, we naturally produce less of it, sometimes up to 50% less. And saliva does more than just keep your mouth moist. It acts like a silent cleaner. It washes away food particles, neutralizes acid, and keeps harmful bacteria from taking over. But when your mouth goes dry, even temporarily, bacteria multiply fast. And they don't sit still. They release gases, sulfur-based, sharp, and persistent, that stick to the inside of your mouth and escape with every word you speak. Brushing. Your teeth just once or twice a day won't solve that. It may mask it for an hour, but then it returns, quiet and invisible but powerful. That's why older adults need to think differently about oral hygiene. It's not about doing more. It's about doing it smarter, more consistently and more gently. Brushing 3 times a day may sound like a lot, but it's the single most effective way to reduce odor-causing bacteria when saliva is low. Morning, after lunch, and before bed, create a rhythm that keeps your mouth cleaner around the clock. It's a simple shift, and once it becomes routine, it feels natural. But even brushing has its limits if you skip your tongue. That's where the real culprits live. Your tongue holds up to 90% of the bacteria in your mouth, especially toward the back. And brushing it with your toothbrush isn't enough. You need a tongue scraper, a small, inexpensive tool found at any pharmacy. 1 or 2 gentle swipes in the morning can make your mouth feel fresher than any mouthwash ever could. It's not pleasant at first, but it works, and the change is noticeable almost immediately. But even a clean mouth still needs moisture. This is where xylitol gum becomes a quiet hero. Unlike regular gum, xylitol doesn't feed bacteria. Instead, it stimulates natural saliva, helps restore balance, and keeps your mouth from going dry throughout the day. Just 10 minutes of chewing after meals makes a noticeable difference. It's discreet, easy, and surprisingly powerful. The key is to keep a pack in your pocket or purse and make it part of your daily rhythm. And while we're talking about what helps, it's just as important to mention what hurts. Alcohol-based mouthwashes may promise freshness, but they dry your mouth further, making odor worse in the long run. Choose an alcohol-free option if you must rinse, or better yet, rinse with warm water after meals if brushing isn't possible. When you combine brushing, scraping, and chewing into your daily care, your breath becomes something you no longer have to worry about. You stop fearing close conversations. You stop wondering if someone is pulling away. And instead, you start feeling present again, able to whisper to your grandkids, laugh during dinner, or speak with confidence in a quiet room. Because fresh breath isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware, proactive, and kind to yourself. And that kindness over time changes the way you show up in every moment. Sometimes, no matter how carefully you care for your body, something still lingers. You shower every morning. You scrub behind your ears. You wash your hair. You even change your diet. But the smell returns. Faint at first, then more noticeable in small rooms or quiet corners. And it's easy to wonder if it's coming from you or something else entirely. The answer often lies in what surrounds you, not just what's on your skin. Cleanliness isn't only about the body. It's about the environment you live in, the fabrics that touch your skin, and the things that absorb you day after day. Many older adults wear the same socks or undergarments for more than one day, especially if they stay home. But even without sweat, your skin still sheds oils, dead cells, and microscopic bacteria. These settle into the fibers of your clothes, and cotton, while breathable and soft, is especially good at holding on to those particles. Wearing yesterday's clothes is like putting on a sponge that never quite dried. And when those clothes mix with warm skin, they start releasing scent again, even if you can't smell it yourself. Then there's your bedding. It's easy to overlook because sleep feels clean. But every night your body loses moisture, your scalp sweats, your skin presses against the same surface for hours. Over time, pillowcases and sheets collect all that invisible residue, and without weekly washing, they begin to give it back. Slowly, quietly, and directly onto your skin. The room starts to hold it too. Not in an obvious way, but in a way that guests notice first. You may not realize it until someone opens a window after sitting on your couch. And if you use scented sprays or room fresheners to cover it, you might only be layering chemical fragrance on top of something that still needs to be released. That's why rotation matters. Shoes, in particular, become silent traps. Your feet may be clean. You may scrub between your toes every day. But if you wear the same pair of shoes from morning to night and again the next day, they don't have time to breathe. They stay warm and dark inside. Sweat soaks in and bacteria multiply. With every step, even when they're dry to the touch inside, they're holding on to what your body left behind. Alternating between shoes gives each pair time to rest, to reset. And a pinch of baking soda left inside overnight helps absorb what can't be washed away. But the final and perhaps most powerful habit is fresh air. Opening your windows each morning and evening for just 10 minutes changes everything. It replaces what's stale with what's clean. It carries away the scent that clings to curtains, to cushions, to clothes hanging in your closet. And it brings something new into your space: oxygen, clarity, and stillness. You don't have to leave everything to candles or sprays. Sometimes the most honest scent is no scent at all. Clean doesn't always come from scrubbing harder. Sometimes it comes from letting air move, from choosing natural rhythms, from trusting that small, quiet habits have the most lasting effect. Your body may be the source of scent, but your home is the amplifier. And when you care for both, you don't just reduce odor, you restore dignity. You walk into your room and it welcomes you. You invite someone and you don't worry about what they'll think, because nothing about your age should push people away. Not your breath, not your skin, not the fabric of your home. And when your space reflects the same calm strength you've built within, the people who matter will come closer, not drift away. If you've ever worried that aging is pushing people away, or if you've caught someone quietly pulling back during a hug, a conversation, or a moment of closeness, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not to blame. You're not lazy. You're not unhygienic. You're not losing your value. You're simply going through a change, one that happens to everybody, one that begins deep inside and gently shows up on the surface over time. It's biological, it's predictable, and it's absolutely manageable. The truth is, most seniors in America don't realize their scent has shifted until someone else reacts. But the science is clear. Aging skin produces different oils, sweat glands slow down, saliva dries out, and the body begins to detox through the skin in new ways. These aren't signs of decline, they're signs of transition. And when you understand the nature of this change, when you stop seeing it as a flaw and start seeing it as a message, you can take calm, clear action to shift the outcome. You don't need expensive sprays, fancy soaps, or shame-based routines. What you need are simple daily practices, sustainable, science-backed steps that support your skin, your breath, your clothes, and your space. Drinking warm water in the morning, walking in the sunlight, scrubbing the folds of your skin, choosing antioxidant-rich foods, rotating your shoes, and opening your windows. All of these habits, while small, work together like threads in a strong fabric. They restore dignity, they rebuild closeness, and they clear the invisible walls that odor can build between you and the people you love. Most importantly, they work fast. Within 7 to 10 days, these small efforts begin to shift not just how you smell, but how others experience your presence. You might notice your grandchild leaning in again. You might feel your daughter linger a little longer when she kisses your cheek. Or you might find yourself breathing easier because you've stopped worrying and started feeling clean again from the inside out. You deserve that feeling, not just for others, but for yourself. You deserve to feel fresh. You deserve to feel confident. You deserve to walk into a room and know you carry clarity, not concern. At every age, dignity is your right, and daily care is the quiet power that protects it. If this video brought you a sense of peace, a better understanding of your own body, or even just one helpful idea you hadn't considered before, please take a moment to support this space. Tap that like button so others can find this message. Subscribe to this channel so you can receive more honest, respectful, and practical health insights designed for older adults. And most of all, Leave a comment below. Share one habit you're going to try this week. You never know. Your experience could help someone else feel less alone. It could give another grandparent the courage to start again. It could even be the story that turns discomfort into connection for a family who's been quietly drifting apart. Because aging shouldn't be a silent struggle. It should be a season of wisdom, presence, and renewal. And here at Senior Wisdom, we believe in supporting you every step of the way. From small shifts in daily routines to bigger conversations about confidence and connection, this channel exists to give you tools that are rooted in science, wrapped in respect, and shared with care. We're not here to make you feel wrong. We're here to help you feel seen, and we're honored, truly honored, to grow older with you.